Hi, I'm Carol Rycraft here with my husband Robin, and we own Rycraft Cookie Stamps, where Robin has been making our cookie stamps by hand since 1968. I'm going to show you how to create cookies like these. There are two basic methods for stamping cookies. Method number 1 is to form the dough into balls and press down with a cookie stamp to get cookies that look like this. Method 2 is to roll out the dough, stamp it, then cut cookies out with a cookie cutter to get cookies that look like this. Here's our recipe for foolproof stamped shortbread cookies, and the surprising ingredient is gluten. We recommend using bread flour, which has more gluten than all-purpose flour, and then adding additional gluten, which helps keep the dough more stable so the design doesn't melt away in the oven. Of course, you may substitute 2½ cups of all-purpose flour and omit the gluten if you need the cookies to be gluten-free. First, prepare your ingredients. Room temperature butter and egg will give your dough a more consistent texture. Prepare the dough. You will follow the same steps for both methods. Cream 1 cup butter on medium speed until light and fluffy, about 3 minutes. Add 1/2 cup granulated sugar and 1/2 cup powdered sugar and mix about 1 minute. Add 1 large egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 1 tablespoon of milk and mix well. Measure into a bowl 2 cups plus 1 tablespoon of bread flour. Add 3 tablespoons of gluten and 1 teaspoon of salt. Whisk to combine. With the mixer on low, slowly add the flour mixture and mix just until combined. If you want to make both rolled ball cookies and rolling pin cookies, cut the dough in half. Flour your counter first, then scrape down the bowl with a spatula. The dough should pick up any crumbs in the bowl as you roll it around and form it into a ball. Place the dough on the floured countertop and form it into a ball. Then cut it in half and wrap half of it in saran to keep it moist for later. Form 1-inch balls by rolling the dough around in the palms of your hands until firm and smooth. This recipe makes 2 dozen cookies. Cut in half, it makes 12 to 13 cookies, which you can fit on a cookie sheet. Parchment paper is optional. It helps with cookie sheet cleanup. Place the cookie sheet in the refrigerator to chill the dough balls for 25 minutes before stamping. Do not skip this step. Wash your cookie stamps in hot soapy water, rinse and dry them, then brush with vegetable oil. Then heat them in a low oven or next to the oven vent while the cookies are chilling in the fridge. Heating the stamps will help them release more easily from the dough when you press in the designs. When you remove the stamps from the oven, let them cool enough so that you can handle them. Oil the face and sides of the stamps with vegetable oil each time before stamping. This helps to prevent the dough from sticking to the stamps. Some bakers prefer to dip the stamp and the dough ball into flour or granulated sugar instead of oiling the stamp. Press down on the center of each ball using a rocking motion to imprint the design. Try to press down directly in the middle of the ball so you get an even edge all around. Press down until the cookie is about 1/4 inch thick. If the dough is too hard to stamp it easily, give it a couple of minutes to warm up slightly so that you can press down more easily. Lift the stamp very carefully from the stamped dough to keep the dough from tearing away from the design cavities, leaving crumbs in the face of the stamp. If there are crumbs in the design, use a vegetable brush or toothpick to remove dough from the stamp. Then re-oil the stamp and try again. Crumbly dough will stick to the stamps. The milk in this recipe helps to improve the texture of the dough and get rid of crumbs. Place the stamped cookies in the refrigerator for 15 minutes while the oven preheats to 350 degrees. Remove the baking sheet from the refrigerator and place it on the middle shelf of the oven. Bake 12 to 14 minutes or until the edges and bottoms of the cookies are slightly brown. Let the cookies cool on the cookie sheet for 5 minutes before transferring to a wire rack to cool completely. Here's my plate of Christmas cookies made with the rolled ball method. Method number 2, a rolling pin. A rolling pin and a scallop cookie cutter will give you a plate of cookies that looks like this. Place your dough on a piece of waxed paper, then flatten it down and cover with another piece of waxed paper. Place it on a plate and put it into the refrigerator for 15 to 25 minutes to chill before rolling it out. Roll out the dough on a floured surface until it is about 1/4 inch thick. Make sure there is plenty of flour under the dough so the cookies will easily lift up after cutting them with a cookie cutter. Heat your cookie stamps in a low oven or next to the oven vent while the dough is chilling in the fridge. Heating the stamps will help them release more easily from the dough when you press in the design. When you remove the stamps from the oven, let them cool a little so you can handle them. Brush the stamp with oil each time before stamping the dough to prevent dough from sticking to the crevices of the design. Some bakers prefer to dip the stamp in flour before stamping the dough. Use a gentle rocking motion to work the dough into the design, then lift gently to allow air in between and prevent the dough from sticking to the stamp. If crumbs get stuck in the design, use a vegetable brush or toothpick to remove the dough and then re-oil the stamp and try again. Cut out the cookies using a 2-inch scallop or round cookie cutter. Thicker dough will allow the cut-out cookie to remain in the cutter as you lift it up and put the cookie on the cookie sheet. Parchment paper is optional. You can use a spatula to lift a cut-out cookie and place it on the cookie sheet. Place the stamped cookies in the refrigerator for 15 minutes while the oven preheats to 350 degrees. Do not skip this step. When the oven has reached 350 degrees, remove the baking sheet from the refrigerator and place it on the middle shelf of the oven. Bake 12 to 14 minutes or until the edges and bottoms of the cookies are slightly brown. Let the cookies cool on the cookie sheet 5 minutes before transferring to a wire rack to cool completely. Here's my plate of rolling pin stamped Christmas cookies. I hope you will visit Rycraft.com to see Robin's over 450 hand-carved cookie stamp designs. If you have enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. Thank you.